Hey guys, welcome to Meow Club. Sorry it's been a while, been pretty busy. Jeff's been away, so I don't have a live opponent to play against, so that's why we've had a lack of videos. Anyway, today I thought it would be fun to build a commander deck, and we're going to be building around Wort the Raidmother. So she's a red-green commander or gruul, 4 and 2 of either red or green. Legendary creature Goblin Shaman. When she enters the battlefield, create 2/1/1 red and green Goblin Warriors. Each red or green instant or sorcery you spell has Conspire. So as you cast the spell, you can tap 2 untapped creatures you control that share a colour with it, and when you do, copy it, and you may choose new targets for the copy. So really interesting mechanic. I think not many cards have Conspire on them, and this is the only commander that relates to Conspire. So obviously what we want to be doing with the deck is making a lot of red and green creatures and casting a lot of red and green instants and sorceries. So as prep work, I've combed through my collection and pulled out all of the relevant cards which I think might be sweet in the deck, and now we're going to go through the process of whittling it down. So let's just go through them, I guess. Creeping Renaissance. Choose a permanent type, return all cards of the chosen type from your graveyard to your hand, and it has flashback. So although it's not a great spell for Conspire, it is a great spell for I guess reloading on instants and sorceries. Increasing Savagery, put 5/1/1 counts on a creature. If it was cast from a graveyard, put 10 on instead. I think let's put that in the maybe pile. It's pretty sweet, but I don't know. Revel of the Fallen God, make 4 2/2 red and green Satyr tokens with haste. So that's pretty sweet. So we're going to probably get 8 from it, and they're also going to help us cast more spells, so that's definitely going in the deck. Galvanoth, at the beginning of your upkeep you may look at the top card of your library and you can cast it for free if it's an instant or sorcery, and we can also Conspire it, so that's a really sweet card to be in the deck. Let's look at that later. Pardon me. Expedite, target creatures gains haste until end of turn and draw a card. So we don't care that much about the haste, but the fact this is a cantrip is pretty sweet. So we get to draw a card. If we Conspire it, we get to draw 2 cards, and hopefully we can give something big haste and smash in. Field of Ruin can go in our mana base. Wild Wanderer, so this is an elf that fixes your mana. Let's put it in the maybe pile. Savage Ventmore, pretty insane ramping creature. Let's put that in. It's good in pretty much all red and green decks. Hammer of Perforos, so it gives our creatures haste and we can sack a land to make a golem. Let's put that in the maybe pile for now. That's not supposed to be there. The problem with this is the golems are colourless, so they won't help us Conspire. Okay, Howl of the Horde, we get to copy a spell potentially 3 times, plus 1 more with Conspire. Yes, that's sweet, that can go in. Ramanap Ruins in the mana base. Treasonous Ogre, we can pay 3 life to make a red mana. That's pretty sweet. Let's put it in the maybe pile for now. Timber Gorge in the mana base. We'll do the mana base later. Wrap in Vigor, regenerate each creature you control. That's pretty sweet. Let's put it in the maybe pile for now. Okay, Echoing Courage. Target creature and all other creatures with the same name get 2/2. That's sweet because we can Conspire to give them 4/4, and we're making tokens, so there's going to be a lot of creatures with the same name. Okay, Nisa's Expedition, it gets us 2 lands, and the sweet thing about it, it has Convoke, so we can tap creatures to cast it. So that's really synergistic in our deck, seeing as we want to make tokens. We've got a golem token there. Meridian's Core in the mana base. Desert of Indomitable. Okay. Howl of the Night Pack makes a 2/2 wolf for each forest we control. It would be great in a mono green deck, but let's put it in the maybe pile for now. Nisa's Pilgrimage, search for up to 2 basic forests, reveal them, put one untapped and one in your hand, and we get to search for 3 if we have Spell Mastery, which we probably will. That can definitely go in. Renegade Tactics, target creature can't block this turn, and we get to draw a card. That's really sweet, just for the fact we get to draw a card. Dynacharge gives a creature +2/+0, or we can cast it for 3 and give all our creatures +2/+0. That's gonna close out a game for us. Seek the Horizon, search for 3 basic lands, reveal them, put them in our hand. Let's put that in the maybe pile. We've got a couple of ramp spells. Burning Tree Emissary, it's a really sweet card, makes a red-green when it comes in. But yeah, I don't know, maybe it's not super synergistic with our deck. Crash Through, we get to draw a card and our creatures get trample. Loving these 1 mana cantrips in the deck. Weaver of Lightning is pretty sweet. Whenever we cast an instant or sorcery, we deal 1 damage to a creature an opponent controls. Wild Growth Walker, when a creature explores, put a 1/1 on it and we gain 3 life. Okay, maybe. Manalith, nice little mana fixer, maybe. Beneath the Sands, maybe. We've got a couple of more synergistic spells. Cranial Archive shuffles our graveyard back into our library. Let's put that in the maybe pile. Maybe once we've tried out the deck, seeing what it's like, if we are running out of cards, we might want to use that. Wild Size, so we draw a card and a creature gets 2/2 and trample. Yes, that's sweet because we get to draw a card. Star Compass makes some mana. It's in the maybe pile. Okay, return an instant at random from our graveyard to our hand, and it has rebound. Maybe. Enlarge, creature gets 7/7 and trample. Maybe. Pretty sweet, giving our creature +14/14. Blood Moon. Okay, Rugged Highlands in our mana base. Hashep Oasis in our mana base. Explosive Vegetation. It's kind of misprinted there. Okay, so searching for 2 lands, putting them in tapped. Probably got to be in there. Calney Garden. Okay, we'll check out the mana base later. Werebear is a mana dork that becomes a 4/4 if we have Threshold. That's pretty sweet. Sylvan Ranger, we grab a land when it comes in. Okay, now we're talking. Whenever you cast an elf spell, you may put a 1/1 green elf warrior creature onto the battlefield. So let's stick this in the maybe pile now. We might want an elf sub-theme. So let's stick all of our elves. There's our elf. Let's stick our elves in this pile and then we can see later whether we want to do this elf sub-theme. That could be good though, because it makes us tokens, which helps us conspire. Okay, Llanowar Elite, that's an elf. We'll put that in the elf sub-theme pile. Strength of the Pack, each of our creatures gets 2 1/1 counters. If we conspire it, they're going to get 4. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, I think that's got to go in. Desert of the Indomitable. And that's already in there, so we'll put that aside. Durable Handicraft. When a creature enters, we can pay 1 to put a 1/1 counter on it. Sack it to put a 1/1 on all of our creatures. That's pretty good. Let's put it in the maybe pile for now. Okay, Explore. Really great card. We can play an additional land this turn and draw a card. Definitely want that in the deck. Beneath the Sands, okay, I think that's already in our maybe pile. Goblin Rabble Master, so our other goblins have to attack if able. That's a bit annoying, but every turn it makes a 1/1 goblin with haste. And whenever it attacks, it gets 1/1 for each other attacking goblin. It's got to go in. Oh, this is a sweet one. Goblin Slide. Whenever we cast a non-creature spell, which we're going to be doing a lot of, we can pay 1 to make a 1/1 red goblin with haste. Definitely want that in the deck. We've got some sorceries here that make goblins. Let's put them in the maybe pile for now. Okay, add red to our mana pool for each creature we control. That's sweet. Overgrown Armasaur, not that crazy about it. Makes saprolings when it's damaged, but we don't really have a way to damage it reliably. Verdant Rebirth. Until end of turn, target creature gains. When this creature dies, return to its owner hand and draw a card. So the sweet thing about that is the draw a card part. Strength in numbers. Till end of turn, target creature gets trample and XX, where X is the number of attacking creatures. Let's put that in maybe. Target creature gets Death Touch and we draw a card. Yes, because it lets us draw a card. Sulphurous Blast deals 2 damage to each creature and each player. And if we cast it in our main phase, it deals 3 instead. Maybe. That's probably going to kill most of our creatures. Attacking creatures you control have 1/0 and Menace. I don't know, maybe. Let's put it in the maybe pile. Irresistible Prey. Target creature must be blocked this turn if able, and draw a card. Yes, because it says draw a card. Mana Plasm. When we cast a spell, Mana Plasm gets XX, where X is that spell's converted mana cost. I don't know about that. Overrun. Creatures you control get 3/3 and trample till end of turn. Yes, that's pretty sweet. Especially if we can inspire it. Make a 4/4 green rhino token with trample, then populate. I don't know, it's a bit expensive. Destroy target land and make a goblin. Again, a bit expensive. Okay, if you control a forest, each blocked creature gets +2/2 till end of turn. I don't know. Savage Offensive. Creatures you control gain first strike till end of turn. If you paid the kicker cost, they get 1/1 till end of turn. 1/1 and first strike. Maybe. A Crowan Crusader. So when we target him, we get a 1/1 red soldier creature with haste. Yes, because we want to be casting spells on him and making tokens. Gruul Signet, yes, makes our mana. Each blocked creature gets 1/0 and trample till end of turn. That's pretty sweet because we can do that multiple times. Giant Baiting. Create a 4/4 red and green giant warrior token with haste. Exile it at the beginning of next end step, and you can conspire it. So we can conspire it twice. So for 3 mana we potentially get 3x 4/4 red and green giants with haste. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Okay, when he enters the battlefield, create a 3/3 colourless golem artifact token, and then 1 to regenerate a golem we control. Okay, that's persuaded me to put in Hammer of Perforus, because then we can regenerate our golems, which is pretty damn sweet. So yes, Hammer of Perforus can go in. We got some lands. Exile target artifact or enchantment. That's okay. Just a 1-shot. Ivy Lane Denizen, Elf Warrior. When a green creature enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 on target creature. Okay, that's pretty sweet. We'll put it in the pile of elves. Aspect of Hydra, creature gets XX, where I don't know. Instant, search for a basic land, put it in tapped. Okay, that's kind of sweet because it's an instant. Maybe. Thrive, put a 1/1 counter on each of X target creatures. Maybe. When he enters top 4, put a land in. Maybe. Alpha Brawl. Target creature an opponent controls deals damage equal to its power to each other creature that player controls. Then each of those creatures deals damage equal to its power to that creature. I don't know. It's kind of a funny removable spell. It's a bit expensive though. Okay, Mind Stone makes some mana. I don't know. Mana base, land. Artifact mutation. Destroy target artifact. It can't be generated. Put X 1/1 green saproling creature tokens into play where X is its converted mana cost. That's pretty sweet. I like that. Okay. Rite of Ruin. Choose an order for artifacts, creatures, and lands. Each player sacrifices 1 permanent of the first type, 2 of the second type, then 3 of the third type. And that's quite sweet, it's quite expensive. Let's put it in the maybe pile. Okay, put a 4/4 red ogre creature token onto the battlefield. Starting with you, each player chooses an artifact, a creature, and a land from among the permanents controlled by the player to his or her left. Destroy each permanent chosen this way. Yeah, that's kind of a double-edged sword. Charmbreaker Devils. At the beginning of your upkeep, return an instant or sorcery to your hand from your graveyard. Yeah, that's just a sweet card. And whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, it gets +4/+0, which is pretty insane. Primal Command. Awesome card, does so much. You can gain 7 life, put target non-creature permanent on top of its owner's library. Target player shuffles his or her graveyard into his or her library. Search your library for a creature card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. And you choose 2 of them. Gotta say, that's gotta go in. Collective Unconscious. Draw a card for each creature you control. Yes, please. Izuri's Predation. For each creature your opponents control, put a 4/4 green beast creature token onto the battlefield. Each of those beasts fights a different one of those creatures. That's pretty damn sweet. And hopefully we have some beasts left over to use to conspire at the end. Burn at the Stake. Tap any number of untapped creatures you control. Burn at the Stake deals damage to target creature or player equal to 3 times the number of creatures tapped this way. Well, that could easily close out a game. That's definitely going in. Wild Ricochet. You may choose new targets for target instant or sorcery spell, then copy that spell. You can choose new targets for the copy. So that's pretty sweet. We can either copy one of our own spells, or we can redirect an opponent's spell that's going to kill us. Yes, great card. Elemental Appeal. Make a 7/1 red elemental token with trample and haste onto the battlefield. Exile at the beginning of the next end step, and if it was kicked, it's a 14/1. Let's put that in the maybe pile. Oh, this is kind of sweet. Twin Flame. Choose any number of target creatures you control. For each of them, put a token that's a copy of that creature onto the battlefield. Those tokens have haste. Exile them at the beginning of the next end step. It's pretty good finisher, especially if we can spire it. Word of Seizing. Split second, untap target permanent, gain control of it until end of turn. It gains haste until end of turn. Maybe. All these tokens. Okay, return X cards from your graveyard to your hand and exile it. I don't know. Mouth to feed. Create a 3/3 green hippo creature token. And draw a card for each creature you control with power 3 or greater. It's kind of synergistic with our deck, but I don't know. Maybe. Bomat's Courier, great way to draw cards in red. Let's put that in the deck. Heaven, deal X damage to each creature with flying, or each creature without flying as the second mode. We're probably kind of weak to flying in this deck, so yeah, let's put it in. Gain control of a creature or vehicle till end of turn, untap it, and it gains haste. And we can cast card with cost 2 or less without paying its mana cost. Maybe. Release the Gremlins, destroy X target artifacts, create X 2/2 red gremlin creature tokens. Yeah, I think that's pretty sweet. We get tokens from it. Harvest Season, put X basic lands into play tapped from your library, where X is the number of tapped creatures you control. Shuffle your library, then exile the top 4 cards. You may cast any number of non-land cards with converted mana cost 5 or less from among them without paying their mana costs, but lands you control don't untap during your next untap step. Pretty sweet if you cast it twice with Conspire. Tilinali's Summoner, when she attacks, you can pay X and make X 1/1 red elemental creatures that are tapped and attacking, and they get exiled unless you have the City's Blessing. We're going to get the City's Blessing pretty quick in this deck. There's the token for it. Hour of Promise. Oh, we got 2 of those, okay. Search for 2 land cards, put them onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle your library, and if you control 3 or more deserts, you get 2 black zombie tokens. Pretty sweet. Okay. Mina and Den Wildborn, you can play an additional land on each of your turns, and it's an elf, and return a land you control to its owner's hand. Target creature gains trample till end of turn. I think probably yes, let's put it in the elf pile. Pyramid of the Pantheon, kind of interesting mana rook, maybe. Path of Discovery, whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, it explores. That's got to be pretty sweet in a token deck. So I'm going to say yes to that. And finally, Vile Redeemer. When you cast it, you may pay grey mana. If you do, put a 1/1 colourless Eldrazi Sion creature onto the battlefield for each non-token creature that died under your control this turn. The thing about that is non-token creatures, so yeah, that's not really very good. So let's see how many cards we've got. We probably want 37 lands, 63 non-lands in this deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 46, okay. So we can probably afford to put in our elf sub-theme. So 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. And we can probably even put in some more elves. 52. Let's go through this, take out some cards that we weren't sure about. Mindstone's pretty sweet, 53. Making goblins is pretty sweet, 54, 55, 56. 57 because we're using the Explore enchantment, so that actually becomes pretty sweet in tandem with that. Regenerate each creature you control, 57. Treasonous Ogre, 58. I'm probably going to put in Empty the Warrens actually, which makes a goblin, it's a storm card. But if we can go off with our cantrips, and I'm probably going to put in some more elves as well. $59, $60, $61, $62, $63. So that's the deck, that's the non-land cards. I don't want to spend a huge amount of time, well, really any, on the mana base. Mana bases are kind of boring. For a super budget version, I mean, this is a pretty budget deck. For a super budget version, you could just have like 20 forests, 20 forests, 20 mountains, but I'll just show you, because we're running Hour of Promise, we want to have at least 3 deserts in the deck. So I'm definitely going to be running these, which is Desert of the Fervent, comes in tapped, but normally you can just cycle it away. Hash Up Oasis, you can pump a creature with 3/3 if you want to. Desert of the Indomitable, same as the other one, but green. Ramanap Ruins. Gruul Turf is in there, it's the bounce land that makes 2 mana. Kalni Garden's quite synergistic because it makes a 0/1 green plant when it comes in. Timber Gorge, Field of Ruin, and then a load of basics. Gruul Guildgate. I just found a non-land card. Gaia's Anthem is pretty sweet. Your creatures get 1/1. We'll probably put that in favour of Mana Plasm actually, because it's more of a go wide deck. So yeah, that's the deck. I'm going to put in Empty the Warrens, I think, which I don't have with me. I'm going to put in some more elves to get the value out of the Huntmaster. But let me know what you think, guys. Would you build this deck? How would you do it differently? Did you find this a useful exercise? Please let me know. Thanks for watching and take it easy.